goodness, look at that. Who knew? So, some years ago, we were on our way to school one morning, married, and we were hungry. We're heading off to school, and Shaunalei had prepared a bowl of chili, and we were taking turns.
He was in the driver's seat.
I'm in the driver's seat. She's in the passenger. She's busy like giving me spoonfuls of chili, and then a spoonful of chili for herself as we're driving. And I don't remember exactly why or how, and it's not important. But this entire bowl full of chili just was. It was launched into the air and went all over us and all over the car and all over everything. And we spent the next, however long trying to mop up chili at the Flying J in Springville as best we could so that we would not be wallowing in chili. That was a fun day.
No, here's a real disaster, and it's quite embarrassing. But I think let's be real, right? Okay. On my LDS mission in Argentina, as many people know who have served missions, you have zone conferences about every couple months. I can't remember the frequency, and your mission president would come, and you'd have a full day of instruction and momentum and then he was going to give an interview to each of the elders or sisters in the zone. So I had a lovely interview with my mission president, and then he always would offer to pray at the end, pray a blessing for me. Wonderful. So we kneel down, and my dear president is so sweet, and he's going on and on and on. And as soon as I had slipped off my chair onto my knees, I started to realize, you know this story, you've heard it, I think. I need to use a restroom. And so I'm starting to pray, please let him end. Please let him end. Please inspire him to end. And I didn't want to interrupt. How rude, right? To interrupt my president's prayer. I did not succeed, and the blessing did not come. And he finishes, and my eyes are about this big. I'm like, Presidente. And yeah, but get this part. So he's like, Hermana, why didn't you stop me? And I'm like, it would be rude. Believe me, now I would interrupt. My body is important. But this is the cool part. He's like, well, run to the restroom. I'll go get one of the hermanas to help you. But what are you going to do? The conference is not over, right? And the conference is out of town. It's not even the town where we live, where our clothing is. So here comes one of the hermanas. And she's like, oh, this is cool. Before I left, I just had this impression I should pack a second skirt. She packed a second skirt, and I had something to put on. Blessings are answered in strange ways. Disaster, but thank you, Hermana. Okay, triumph, something that you're just, it worked out.
Let's see. So years ago, I also served a mission for the LDS Church, and I came back from my mission, and there was a young lady who had been somewhat waiting for me, and made it apparently very clear that she would be totally ready to say yes if I were to ask her to marry me. And I realized if I were to ask her to marry, yeah, whatever. I wasn't feeling it. And so I didn't and couldn't. And I remember going home thinking, you know, who was the coolest girl I have ever dated was Shaunalei. Surely she's married by now. And so I I open up the phone book to call the Boyers. Now, the Boyers moved into Springville around 1850, and there's a bunch of them. So I open the phone book, which back in the day, for those of you who are newer, there used to be a thing made of paper that would have a list of people's phone numbers with names. These days, that's not how you do it. But I opened the phone book and I started looking for Boyers to get in touch with her. And I started calling Boyers, and after 5 or 6 or so, somebody was like, "Oh, well, you want to call Becky and Jorgen's daughter?" And they pointed me to the right phone number because your mom was now remarried and now Rosenloff. So I got pointed in the right direction, and I called, and I got hold of Shaunalei's mom, and she was like, "Yeah, she's in Argentina right now. Can I take a message?" She was on a mission. And so I wrote her a couple of letters, and I got in touch with her the day she got back. And eventually I persuaded her to marry me because she's amazing. So that was a triumph.
So here's a triumph. In 9th grade, they had some sort of an they had a meeting for 9th graders to try to give them the rah-rah speech to take your schooling seriously now. They said, starting in 9th grade is when your grades matter, and colleges will look at your whole transcript starting from 9th grade on. So this is the time to start taking your education seriously. And I thought to myself, if I'm going to get a scholarship, what's it going to take? And I told myself, it's going to have to be a 4.0 GPA. If I do that, I'm pretty sure I will get a scholarship. So I became very determined and worked very, very hard. And my junior, so all of freshman year, I succeeded. All of sophomore year, I succeeded. Junior year is into like the 3rd semester, and the junior year was so busy. I had, there was a week I took to go to Washington, D.C. with the close-up program, and then there was a week I went to California with the choir, and then there was a week I went to Mexico with the Spanish club, and all that year was trigonometry, and it was challenging to my brain, and it was like so classes had ended, the teachers had posted the grades, and there was my A-. And I'm like, no, I'd worked so hard. And so the next day was teacher prep day. So that would be the official end of the semester. So I drive over to Springville High School. I go into Mr. Maycumber's room. He is there. And I'm just like, Mr. Maycumber, I have never gotten an A-. Is there anything I can do to bring this grade up? He says, I don't let you retake tests, but if you have some homework problems you missed, you can do them right now. I'm like, okay. So I guess I brought my backpack with me or went to my locker or something, and I happened to keep all my papers or my assignments that semester, because I'm a hoarder on some things. Things of paper, I hoard. And I reworked every missed homework problem, and he calculated them, and down to the one last problem. It was the one thing that got me over the top. So I got my A, and my senior year I got my A, and the triumph was I got my scholarship.
And as a result of that scholarship, on my very first day on campus at BYU, as a freshman, as 18 years old, my first day on campus, they had what they called an honors orientation for all of the students who had a scholarship. And I had received a scholarship because I hadn't been quite as studious as she had, but I did really well on the tests, and on the ACT and such. And so anyway, so I had the same full scholarship that she had. And so on my very first day on campus at BYU as a freshman, I met this woman, and we hung out and dated for a little while, and then went our separate ways for a bunch of years. But it was a really good thing that she studied so hard, because it was directly a result of her having studied and gotten the scholarship, which is why I met her.
Thank you. The funny thing about our meeting is we have two separate memories of the exact moment of meeting. I'll tell you my correct version, and he can tell you his correct version. My friend Angie, where did Angie go? Oh, there you are, you moved in front. Angie's going to lead us after this event, after the ceremony itself, in some circle dancing, because at the honors it's intentional, because at the honors orientation, part of it was that they had called the BYU folk dancers in to teach us and to just kind of help us mingle. And so my recollection is that as we were doing these circle dances, where I think the men were on the inside circle and the women were on the outside circle, and you do a little do-si-do or something, and then you move on to the next partner. Well, here was this gorgeous guy. He looked just like Wesley, Dread Pirate Roberts in Princess Bride. Oh. And he looked at me, and he kept looking at me. And I'm like, he sees me. And then he went on. I'm like, he saw me. Because at Springville High School, not a lot of guys would look at me. I was the studious, very serious person. And so he didn't know, you know.
I didn't know you were unapproachable.
So that's my version, that we first met in the circle dance.
Shaunalei is very social and very sociable, and so my recollection is that she saw me sitting there looking awkward, wallflowering, and invited me to join her with a group of friends. So, but I do recall our little round dance, but I think it was actually before that she had invited me to come be in her group. But
We've wondered about this discrepancy. My theory is that I'm remembering the moment that I'm seen, and he remembered the moment when he was picked. Anyway, we wanted to share a little bit about our 26, 27 years. Erik alluded to that we dated a little bit that freshman year. And we never officially called it going steady.
Boyfriend, girlfriend.
We spent a lot of time together, and as I got to know him a little better, I realized and learned that he had had serious relationships in high school. And he's like, yeah, I kind of went kind of far with my girlfriend, so I need to be careful. We need to be careful. I'm like, okay. And then I'm starting to think, he's a player. Because I didn't know what the word player meant. A player is not a serial monogamous. That's not the player. But I thought to myself, he's worldly, so I'll just enjoy him for a little while and then send him on his happy way.
I would never marry.
But I really said to myself, I'll never marry a guy like him. I was aiming for, purity or like general authority material, right? Never say never. The universe will teach you. If you're going to be judging, you're going to get an opportunity to fall in love with that thing you judged. So be very wary of what you say you're never going to do. And tell your version of why we stopped dating.
Well, I was just afraid that I was concerned that, I liked her like a lot. I really liked her, and I did not want her to ever feel the kind of guilt and shame that I had felt for doing things that were outside my moral compass most of the time. So, I was like, I should probably I should probably, avoid her and let this kind of taper off so that I don't ever hurt her feelings. And so, yeah, I kind of just started calling her less and whatnot, and until years later when I was like, she was really cool.
And the story, I thought we just had kind of gotten bored. And even at our wedding reception, when we were telling a bit of the story about our story, I'm like, yeah, we got bored of each other. He hadn't even told me that other version until just a few years ago. When I brought it up again, he goes, Shaunalei, you are not boring. I did not get bored of you. He's like, you were very, very good, very strict about what we were going to do appropriately. He goes, but I thought your willpower would diminish. He goes, I thought I was going to corrupt you, and I didn't want you to have shame. So as much as I liked you, I needed to let you go. Isn't that sweet? Okay, so after the mission, he alluded to the fact that he called me the day I got home. Now, during the mission, he'd gotten my mission address from my mom and had 3 different times written me a letter. This is before email. Can you imagine a world before email or texting? And the letters to get to Argentina would often take 3 weeks, right? But he did write 3 different letters over the course of a year, because when he contacted my mom, I still had a whole year left in Argentina. And when I received a letter, I'm like, oh, I remember him, right? That was like 3 years before my little freshman thing. I remember him. And he was really smart. He knew not to flirt with me on my mission. Because, no, that's not what this is about, right? And so I didn't think anything of it. I had other friends from BYU who were writing me. So I get home, my family had come in from out of town. Thank you, family that had come in. And I get this phone call out of the blue on the day I'm home, jet lag from Argentina. And he's like, hi, this is Erik. I'm like, who? Erik Andersen. Oh, like I didn't expect him to be calling me. And at the time, the family had a rule that you couldn't be on the phone for more than 10 minutes. And Janae, where did Janae go? There you are. She's like, you need to get off the phone. You only get to be on for 10 minutes. And so I may be confusing whether it's that night or the following Sunday. One of the nights he had called. And I'm like, I guess we can't talk on the phone. Do you want to come over?
Sure, you talked me into it.
Like, bring your mission pictures. I guess we can hang out tonight. I'm just barely home. And he brought his mission pictures. I pulled out my mission pictures. My mom had this really fun children's ABC book, Animalia, and we just had the funnest, most chill time. So unlike our freshman year, where we became very, very Twitter-pated very quickly, this time we were just chill friends, and it was a great reintroduction to each other. What's next in our story?
Well, eventually we got married. And so December 30, 1994. Wow.
So many people think this is our actual anniversary. This is a chosen renewal because we didn't want to do it in December.
The original plan was going to be sometime during 2020. Unfortunately, 2020 kind of got destroyed by a virus, and so nobody was doing anything, which, so now we're doing this. But we have wanted to do a vow renewal for a while now. We wanted to be able to when you go into getting married, you know each other some. And you know what you imagine about each other a lot. Having lived with someone, been with someone through all of it for years, and then rather than from a place of ignorance or a place of deep knowledge to commit yourself to somebody, it's a different thing. And so we've been wanting to do this for a while.
I think we'll go ahead and do that now. Do you want to record or is it still recording? Hi. Whoever's going to watch this in the future. We don't know if there'll be anybody. All right. Who first?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Wait, 2 out of 3. So you pick.
I'll go.
Okay.
No, you go first.
Our differences of style, mine are in plastic. I'm not sure why I did plastic.
Well, I can already see a stain on the back. So.
It's probably the plastic. Okay. Peekaboo. I see you. Dearest Erik, thank you for being beautiful, kind, incomparable you. Thank you for being playful and allowing me to throw this big party, even though it stressed the heaven out of me at times. Kingdom of God is within. I think sometimes it got out. Stressed. Thank you for going to BYU and attending honors orientation. What a wonderful orientation to the fun of making out I got from you. Thank you for giving your mission an honest college try. I respected you for your diligence and devotion. I still do. Thank you for setting the precedent very early in our post-missions dating of complete, unfiltered honesty. You respected me enough to show me your truth, and that has made all the difference. The irony, of course, is that we didn't even begin to know the complexity and fullness of our truth, but what an honor and a privilege it has been to be discovering it in relationship with you. Our truth is two truths exposing themselves to each other. Our truth is one truth, the lived, ever-growing concoction of our fertile union. What a life we create. Our truth is Earth's truth. She has birthed us and all this. And like the innumerable cells that come and go in a human body, all of us together are co-creative Earth. We're mothers to one another, and all are the garden's Eve. Our truth began before the Earth, however. Stars exploded for us to exist. What a gift. And were it not for Father's Son seeping out his radiance and energy to us to sweeten our fruits and empower them with life-sustaining force, we would not continue to be this living planet. Erik, I am so grateful for the stars, the sun, the earth, our births, our parents, our religious and academic upbringings, our scholarships, and the honor department at BYU. All these plus more brought us to our meeting point. How special it was to be seen, appreciated, and invited into each other's company. You've expressed many times how important it had been to you to find someone to marry who would want you for you, not just your handsome face, not just your anatomical length, nor your brokerage account strength. No, that rhyme was not yours, but you definitely had your reasons. My children are squirming. Thank you, Erik. You're squirming. For you, not just a part of you. Thank you, Erik, for giving me the chance over these 26 plus years to learn and then show you how important you are to me. As you've exposed yourself to me, one small truth at a time, I've come to admire and adore the worthy man, the devoted husband, the loving father, the beautiful inner child, the radiant soul, and the humble human doing the best that he can, that all together constitute you. Kids, your dad is really cool. Friends and family, my guy is really cool. Lucky me. Erik, I want to believe that I've done the best that I could, given the anxieties life produced in me. In a way, life also handed me to you, and your handling has always been gentle and kind. I want to reciprocate and handle you from this moment forward with utmost respect, responsiveness, attentiveness, and grace. Please help me to do so. I've been a wild horse. We've used that metaphor before, and you've slowly, gently worked at earning my trust and freeing me of my jitters. What a challenge. Today I declare, with these people here witnessing, that you, kind sir, are my sire. Honoring you is my desire. I promise to follow your lead. Erik Andersen, I see you. I know who you are. I like you. I trust you. I adore you. I believe in you. And I believe you know me well enough to bring me to my living waters. I promise you, Erik, I will drink. I asked you the other night what your wish list of promises from me to him might be. You thought it an interesting question, worthy of consideration. Keep us first, you soon concluded. Keep us primary. My dear Erik, I gave myself to you 26 years ago with every intention of keeping this marriage for all of my life and beyond. There is so much of mystery and uncertainty in life, but this I know, Erik, you are the one whose hand I'll hold as I continue to explore it. There are so many needs here on earth which I am not able to satisfy. But But this I know, Erik. I need you, and you need me. And time with you, glory be. I can't promise to never slip or fall, but I promise you this, Erik. I will always get back up and then come home to have you kiss my boo-boos better. I can't promise to handle every upset with equanimity, but I promise you this, Erik. I will yield to your masterful handling of me when new material presented challenges me. I can't promise to always be happy, but I promise you this, Erik. I will accept your help when I am stuck. No more self-miring in overwhelm or despair. I vow to you, Erik Andersen, that I will enjoy you while I have you. I vow to you, Erik, that I will acknowledge every day the privilege it is to be coupled with you as your beloved wife for life and whatever is beyond this. I vow to you, Erik, that I will keep our marriage first and esteem it as the magnum opus of our lives, the magnum opus of my life. I vow to explore it, enjoy it, develop it, reinvent it, and sometimes to showcase it so that it may be the blessing it was born to be. And I vow to you, Erik, that I will focus my attention and intention on the daily joyful creation of our heaven on earth. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Do. Life always brings us back to the do, the Tao, the do. Erik, I do. I really love you. I make my life with you. I'm ever committed to you. I am strong because of you. I am with you through and through. Thank you for being you. I see you.
One of the downsides of getting older, or starting sometime in your mid-40s, your lenses in your eye start to become a little less compliant. And so you have to wear reading glasses, which is unfortunate. Spending as much time as I do in front of a computer, it's now become like a permanent thing on my face, sadly. So, thank you, Shaunalei. How can I possibly put into words what sharing life with you has meant to me, Shaunalei? You are brilliant, idealistic, complicated, beautiful, powerful, articulate, confident, challenging, fascinating, adorable. You live with the passion amplitude dialed up past 10 to a 12, and I love it. How do you manage to bundle so much beauty and intensity and raw, unexpected creativity into such a tiny frame? I love that I have the privilege of waking up beside you. I love that I have the privilege of comforting you when this world is just too much. I love that I am the one who gets to join you on all your adventures. I love that I have the privilege of sharing in our conversation, a single, endless conversation that started so many years ago and has simply never stopped. I love that I have the privilege of knowing we are completely safe with each other in an extraordinary, no secrets, no filters, honesty, unlike anything I have ever experienced. You have brought beauty and love and adventure to my life, and just enough chaos that life with you is never, ever dull. You have been there beside me for the greatest and for the hardest moments of my life. What a gift. Years ago, you enchanted me and completely captivated my heart. That has never changed. I loved you then, now, and always. I am so looking forward to sharing every moment, every day, every adventure, every failure, and every triumph with you. It is not in the least hyperbole to say you are the greatest thing that has ever happened to me. We have grown so much together. I love you with all of my heart, and I am so very grateful for all the joy you have brought into my life. Wherever we are together, we are home. Our relationship is a spiritual path where we each grow and encourage each other toward growth. With all my love, I am thrilled to have you as my life partner, best friend, and constant companion. I have loved you and will love you through the good and the bad, through joy and sorrow. Together, we will face all of life's experiences and share in one another's dreams and passions and goals. I need you, Shaunalei, not out of weakness, but for the strength that we cultivate in each other. I want you, not because I am lacking, but for the abundance of security and joy and desire that we cultivate in each other. I love you, not because I could never experience love without you, but because with you, we have cultivated a vulnerable, intimate, and profound connection, stitched together with complete and total honesty, that has transformed and continues to transform who we both are. I choose you to be my partner, my love equal. We are mirrors for one another, helping us better see our true selves. Thank you for your patience with me as I have learned to navigate your fears, your triggers, and your deeply sensitive heart. I vow to bring the best parts of myself and fit them with the best parts of you. When you long for someone to smile and laugh with me. When you need encouragement, come find me and I will listen and encourage you. When you have gathered stories to tell, I want to hear the details and the full context and the entire backstory and what your friends said and how it made you feel, because you cannot tell a story any other way, and I wouldn't want you to. When you have deep thoughts to share, I want you to share them with me, and I will give you my complete attention. When you have an idea for a new experience, a new adventure, a new place to travel to, I promise to really try and be game and playful. I know how much you enjoy novelty, so I promise to encourage us to try new and adventurous things so life will never become dull. I pledge to lend you my strength to earnestly try and bring about both of our delights and our dreams. I vow to snuggle you often as possible, and to tell you as often as you want to hear it, how much and why I love you. My love, our miracle lies in the path we have chosen together. I continue this partnership with you, knowing that the true magic of love is not to avoid change, but to navigate it successfully together. We have both changed in so many ways over the past 26 years. I vow to continue to dance this lovely dance with you, weaving in and out with every musical movement. I vow to laugh with you in times of joy and comfort you in times of sorrow. I vow to share in your dreams and support you as you strive to achieve your goals. I vow to you with compassion and understanding to speak and to always speak to you with words of encouragement. I vow to always put our relationship first. I vow that I will never allow anything to come between us. I vow that leaving is not an option. No matter what, we will work it out. I vow that everything we have, we will always possess and share together. I vow that every experience I have ever had and will have for the rest of my life, I will share fully with you. I will never keep secrets from you, big or small. I vow to love you, honor you, cherish you, support you, protect you, encourage you toward growth, love, desire, and joy, and I know that I can expect the same in return. We live in a world of infinite possibilities, and you are a very capable woman. You have struggled to find where to apply your energy and what is worthy of your time and your effort. Knowing you and loving you as I do, you have asked me to lead you and guide you, and I vow to lead you to the things that will give you self-respect and satisfaction and novelty and joy. I vow to you, Shaunalei, to always keep my love as pure as it is today. I promise to be there for you in laughter and tears, in sickness and health, in your comfort and in your fears. I promise to be there for you for all of our lives, come what may. I will honor and cherish you in rain and sunshine till death do us part, and keep you forever in my heart, should you pass first. I am grateful for every moment I am fortunate to spend with you. Through our union, I believe we have both become more and can accomplish more than either of us could accomplish apart. I believe in me, I believe in you, and I believe in us. And today, once again, I join myself to you before this company, before the entire universe. I choose you again today and every day to continue this great journey of marriage with me. May our days be long, may they be filled with adventure, love, joy, desire, understanding, respect, novelty, and deep conversations. I love you, Shaunalei, now and always.
Will you join us? Thank you.
Thank you. Will you join us in a toast? We have root beer that we're going to toast with. Being Pioneer Day, many of my friends and I love to call this Pie and Beer Day. So we've got root beer, and we'll have key lime pie after. We hope that you will stay if you are able to do some circle dancing, led by my friend Angie. And please know that we are so grateful that you are here today to witness our love and to support us. They say it takes a village to raise a child. I think it also takes a village to keep a marriage strong. So thank you, part of my village. Thank you. Let's clap to everybody.
You did great.
So once the root beer is passed out, if any of you would like to come up and offer a toast, and I'll take a sip, and then if someone else wants to come up and offer a toast, we can take another sip. I'd love to hear what any of you would like to say today by way of congratulations.
I think years.
Animal blessing. Wait, one more. I'll come back. Okay.
You want the other one that you said?
Oh, Robert.
Okay.
We're going to do a toast. Fewer people than we thought.
Don't open anymore.
Yeah. I think we're good on the root beers now. So
Let's want one in both hands.
everybody, needs a couple.
Yeah. Get the duct tape out, tie it, wrap it
There you
here.
go. You can have two.
Okay.
There we go.
I'll toast myself.
All right.
Well, I'll start. Here's to Erik. Here, here. Alright, open mic.
Huh?
Open mic for those who want to offer a toast.
Stickers.
I want to toast to Erik and Shaunalei for putting in person what love can look like, that lasts, that's committed through their deep looks at each other and through their beautiful words. So Shaunalei and Erik showing us love in person.
Thank you. Oh,
Sorry,
You're here to birthing us, so thank you for that.
And all that preceded it.
And Dad, thank you for beating cancer and still birthing me.
You're very welcome, and I'm so glad that I did not die.
Well, 3/4 were after, so.
Yeah, 3/4 were post-cancer. I was a little concerned.
Testicular.
I had testicular cancer when I was age 28. I had to go through surgery and radiation, and I had some concerns. And, 3 of our children after cancer. Right, your mutations have been mostly beneficial. And the extra tentacles hole is kind of handy.
I'm just glad you didn't make me an X-Men. Come on.
I know. Jeez, we could have given you really good powers.
Another toast? David, come. Not to put you on the spot. Okay. To all of you for coming and celebrating my wonderful family and friends, thank you to each of you. And we'll go ahead and get some music on, and if you'll help us move the chairs up.
When are we going to do the pie? Is that
After the dancing, or during the dancing, if any of you want to start pulling it out. If you put your chairs up maybe against the chimney brick there, and then we'll have a place to dance. Thank you, everyone.
Cheers.